When it comes to Pepsi Vanilla, it is one of the most wild stories ever. Very long and bumpy. Today, I'm going to walk you through the story of Pepsi Vanilla, and then I'm going to try both of these on camera, the original and the current. So let's go. Pepsi Vanilla was first released in 2003, and then it was completely discontinued and eradicated up until 2009. In 2010, Pepsi took a completely different route, coming out with a new flavor called Pepsi Cherry Vanilla, which was basically Pepsi Vanilla with an added cherry flavor. And this flavor lasted very off and on up until about 2023, and then it was very clear that it was completely eradicated, not just discontinued. Along the way, the original Pepsi Vanilla was not completely discontinued, as Diet Pepsi Vanilla only was still available up until at least about 2012. And then by 2014, for the summertime, there was a limited time release of Pepsi Vanilla made with real sugar, and then it was re-released permanently this time, and it lasted up until 2019. And then by 2019, the legit actual Pepsi Vanilla finally came back, but then in 2020, there was an aluminum shortage. And this was looking really bad for Pepsi Vanilla. And because Pepsi was not ready for this aluminum shortage, they had to take some of their side products, and Pepsi Vanilla was one of them, and they trimmed back how much they were producing by a lot. But by the beginning of 2022, there was a new line of Pepsi that came out altogether that was called Nitro Pepsi. This included both regular Pepsi flavors and Nitro Pepsi Vanilla. And so this was basically the new Pepsi Vanilla that was universal, that anybody could get their hands on. And then by the end of 2022, it had appeared that the legit actual Pepsi Vanilla was discontinued. It just kind of started disappearing everywhere, even on bargain websites like Amazon. You just couldn't see it anymore at all. But then by about March of 2023, it started popping back up on websites, and so it was clear that Pepsi Vanilla, the legit actual stuff, was not completely dead, as it was still available in some New England states like New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, and Massachusetts. And by 2024, when there was a new design, Pepsi Vanilla was on board with that new design, so this was the clear sign that it was not completely dead yet, and it was still definitely out there. And then, by the end of 2024, Nitro Pepsi Vanilla and regular Nitro Pepsi were both discontinued, and now that is completely gone. And now, here in 2025, as fate would have it, Pepsi Vanilla is on the ropes again, as it has disappeared everywhere on eBay from all the sellers that have gotten their hands on it. And while we don't really know exactly why, it very much could be because of the new Pepsi Wild Cherry and Cream. What would happen if you drank an original Pepsi Vanilla next to a modern day fresh one? Let's go. Go ahead and take a gander of them side by side. You can clearly see that the old one to your guys' left is flat as a pancake, and then the one to your guys' right is the new Pepsi Vanilla, current one, and the carbonation is absolutely intact. Nothing wrong there. Let's start by trying the original Pepsi Vanilla. And there is still fizz in that because I recarbonated it once on a video. And even though that is about 22 years old, holy freaking crap, that is good. My gosh. 10 out of freaking 10. Exactly how it is. I'm not even playing around. What sets the original Pepsi vanilla apart completely is that in the ingredients, it clearly states that there's vanilla extract, whereas the new one, it's kind of a little bit more artificial as it does not contain vanilla extract. And the old one is smooth. It even says right on the bottle, smooth vanilla cola. And boy, you can taste every bit of that smoothness, let me tell you. And now, let's go ahead and try the current Pepsi vanilla that might be discontinued. Okay, that still tastes very good. You can definitely taste the vanilla. Pepsi vanilla was very robust and flamboyant for no small reason at one point. I would take the old one, though, over this one, as per usual, when it comes to these Pepsi comparisons. The fizz, it just kind of contradicts the flavor of the vanilla by a little bit, but not much. Still a 10 out of 10, but a different 10 out of 10. So at the end of the day, what would happen if you drank an original Pepsi vanilla next to a modern day fresh one? That's what happens. As per usual, I got 4 videos that I'm going to leave down in the description to promote to 1,000 views. And for all other extras and even ways to help support this channel, it's all going to be listed down in the description below. Maximus the Fourth here. As always, I thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. God bless you guys.